Good afternoon, folks. Jordan here at the Nutty Gnome Homestead. Today is February 11th, 2023, and we're out here by the greenhouse mixing up potting soil. We make our own potting soil here on the farm. We like to use our own because it's a lot cheaper than buying that yellow and green bag stuff from the store. The way we do this is we compost year-round. We use compost, sphagnum peat moss, and perlite to make our potting mix. What we're left with is a real fluffy mix. It works well for starting seeds. It works well for up potting. We even put it in a lot of our tubs and raised beds for growing vegetables. As a matter of fact, you can see I've got a raised bed over here I'll be filling up here before too long, and I'll be doing a video on that as well. So let me turn you around here and I'll show you what we're doing. Okay folks, what we have here is our wheelbarrow, our homemade sifter, and some compost. This is compost that we've made here on the farm. As you can see, it's real rich, black, really good stuff. The mixture that we use for this is 1 shovel load of perlite to 1 shovel load of sphagnum peat moss to 10 shovel loads of compost. This seems to work out very well for us in our mixture. We'll just shake it out. I've already got one batch already mixed up on bottom. I'm mixing up another batch. We start with several hundred, if not thousands of seeds. We sift it. It gets out all these larger chunks. We'll push these down, try to get them all broke up. A couple things are still frozen, but that's okay. We'll get this all taken care of. Don't mind getting our hands dirty. And what we're left with is little pieces of sticks and twigs and bark and frozen compost and whatnot. That doesn't get disposed of. That gets put right back into the compost pile. It's going to keep breaking down, and we'll just keep recycling it. Now, I'm going to take my shovel, get this out of the way, put this over here for the time being. Now, I'm going to take my shovel, and I'm going to get a shovel load of sphagnum peat moss. These usually come in bales. I like the big bales, the 3.8 cubic feet, if you can find them. So that's all we need for this batch. That's 1 equal shovel load of peat moss, 1 equal shovel load of perlite, to 10 shovel loads of compost. I do like to sift my peat moss. Sometimes you'll get clumps in here. We like to break it up and get it nice and fluffy. This is what helps make your potting soil nice and fluffy and good for starting your seeds. Now folks, this sifter here is homemade. You can see it. I believe it's 20 inches wide by 2 foot long, and it works out pretty good. We got 1/4 inch hardware cloth in the bottom. It breaks up this the potting soil, our compost, our peat moss, anything we put through here. We can break it down pretty fine and get it through these 1/4 inch holes. And there again, any of these pieces that's left in here with the peat moss, you can see there's some little sticks and some clumps and roots and various other debris. That gets thrown right back into our compost pile, folks. Nothing around on this farm goes to waste. So out of that shovel load, we're left with approximately 1 handful going into our compost bin. Now we're done with the sifter. Set it off to the side. I'm going to grab my shovel. For those of you that don't know, perlite is this fluffy rock, volcanic rock I believe. It's real light and fluffy. It helps keep your soil light. It helps retain some moisture. If you do get a lot of flooding, this stuff does tend to float, so be leery of that. So we're going to get a shovel load of it, and it's going to be an equal shovel load, just like we did with the peat moss. Get those planter pots out of the way. Now, all there's left to do is mix it up. I'd already said that I'd mixed a batch earlier. We'd used it. I think I posted a picture of it the other day. I mixed another one already this morning. Get all the way down to the bottom, scrape it up, turn it over. And as you will see, this stuff looks very similar to that potting mix you can buy in the green and yellow bag from your box stores. And this is a whole lot cheaper. One of these bales of peat moss, they used to cost about $10 a bale. I believe they are somewhere around $18 now. $19 maybe. The perlite, I believe it's $25 for a bag. And I'll use probably 2 bags this summer. I'll mix a ton, maybe more, potting mix. We go through a lot around here. Since this stuff is so cheap to make it yourself instead of having to buy it, we use it in all of our top dressing of our planter boxes and our raised beds, all around our flower garden, our vegetable gardens. We will amend our soil with this. And as you can see, mixing in real well, down to the bottom, scrape, turn it over. You want to make sure you get all that peat moss incorporated evenly. That peat moss is going to hold a lot of your moisture in the soil. Now folks, look at how light and fluffy this is. This is perfect for starting seeds, for up potting plants. I've got a couple hundred plants already started. Cabbage, peppers, lots of lettuce, broccoli. Just look at that. To buy enough of this from the store to fill this wheelbarrow cost you $50, maybe $60. We make our own compost, most of it anyway, and the perlite's pretty cheap. The peat moss is pretty cheap. If you're lucky, you can catch it at the end of season on sale. So let me turn you around here for a second. So really, that's all there is to making your own potting soil, folks. A couple of minutes sifting out all your compost, making sure you don't have any sticks or large chunks of anything left in there. I do like to sift my peat moss because I think it makes it fluffier, breaks up those clumps. It's been compacted for a long time by the time you get it. And that perlite is real cheap. You can get it from most of your hardware stores or box and garden stores. This wheelbarrow here, I'll have it used up today while I'm planting some more seeds. So it's a lot cheaper to make your own, folks. Things just keep getting more and more expensive. So if you like this kind of content, like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Leave me a comment if you mix up your own. I would appreciate that too, folks. Until next time, y'all stay safe.